Good evening, Iowa City Community School District Board members. First and foremost, I would like to thank you for your hard work and dedication all throughout this summer and also starting off our school year during this very trying season. I appreciate your dedication to our community, to our faculty and staff, and to our students and our families. Today, I would like to thank you for allowing me this brief time to share with you a very important topic regarding our effectiveness with teacher evaluation and performance. So, the title of this presentation is called Standards for Students versus Standards for Educators. Okay, so who am I? Um, well, my name is Kimberly Carter. I've been in education for over 14 years. Um, Currently, I am an ELL teacher at Weber Elementary for Iowa City Community School District. And I want you to know that I am very passionate about working with students who are at risk, students who are ELLs, students who come from low socioeconomic backgrounds, and students that tend to struggle with a diversity of other issues that impact their access to quality education. As you think about who I am, I would like to think about who we are as I'm a part of this district. So I would like to start with our mission statement that it is the mission of Iowa City Community School District to provide students with the skills they need to be successful. To address this mission, the Iowa City Community School District will attract, develop, and retain an exceptional staff. And so if you notice, I actually am going to stop there. This portion of our mission is what I would like to address in depth on this evening. How we are developing and how we are retaining and how we are even assessing exceptional staff for our students. Here's some food for thought. I have a question. Do you believe that all students can learn? Okay, right. I'm sure we all can agree with that. That's an easy yes for us. That's why we're here in education. We believe in all students' success. But number two, do you believe all teachers have the potential to be effective? Yes or no? Thumbs up? Thumbs down? Or are we in between? Okay, and I kind of assumed that we would have a mixture of responses. But I want to challenge you this evening. If we have those same high expectations and standards for students, why not have those same high expectations and standards for our faculty? So, in order to have high expectations for our faculty, I want to bring to you this slide on feedback. Looking at the question, how does feedback impact performance? Well, clearly, this is an example of a spelling test, and you can see that student M received a 4 out of 10, and student J a 10 out of 10, right? But what I want you to consider is, what if student M and J both never received their actual feedback from this assessment? Would student M know which words were incorrect? Would student M know how to make the appropriate corrections to improve the next time? Let's go a step further. You may say student J, oh, 10 out of 10, great. But would student J know that they could be challenged and excel even to a higher level? And so this is important because just the way our students benefit from feedback in their performance, as professionals, we also do. So, I have some questions to think about as we contemplate where we are now and what we have in place for our teaching evaluation system in our professional learning. There's a few questions here, but I'll only address maybe 2 or 3. But does our current system, does it improve instruction? Does our current system use professional learning standards? Does our current system sustain professional growth both for the novice educator but also the veteran? Oh, and here's one I think that's really important during this time. Does our current system decrease achievement gaps? Has it been decreasing achievement gaps? If so, why not? These are some things to think about. And as you think about these things, I want to present to you a possible solution. And that solution is professional learning standards. Just as the Common Core and Iowa Core is seeking to provide high quality education for all students that will be equitable, the professional learning standards desire to do the same and can have the same impact if appropriately embraced and integrated within schools. So let's look at the professional learning standards. There are 7 components that I would like for us to look at. And so when we consider these components, we want to ask ourselves, do we see these elements in the system that we currently have? And are educators actually being evaluated based on these categories? So let's look at number one. Number one refers to the learning communities. Keyword community. All right. So that means that there will be shared goals and accountability for achievement. That other parties will also be a part of the professional learning and evaluation process. Number 2, leadership. Leadership is so crucial. It's not enough just to have an actual evaluation form to follow, but are the leaders that we have, are they fully equipped and trained to know what quality instruction is to reach all diverse learners? This is important. Number 3, let's look at the resources. All right. If we are knowing that we would like teachers to implement certain strategies and practices, are we giving the teachers exactly what they need in order to be successful? Number 4 is really key. Data. Using multiple sources of data needs to be prioritized, not only with professional learning, but also when it comes to evaluating teachers. Number 5, the learning design. Professional learning should be structured based on research and desired learning outcomes for the educators. And so the same way that we would like to set measurable SMART goals for our students, we would also like to set these measurable goals for our educators to make sure that learning outcomes are successful. Number 6 for the professional learning standards is implementation. So we know often we may implement a program, however, being able to sustain it is very key to its effectiveness and its success. Reflecting, reviewing, and coaching, and providing constructive feedback will be very important. And then number 7, outcomes. Outcomes are key, okay? Outcomes promotes equitable expectations for every student, no excuses. It ensures successful practices are implemented to meet outcome expectations. And so the entire purpose of having our professional learning standards, that they will improve student achievement and enhance the professional practice. So, this being said, what do I propose with the current system that we have in place now? First of all, let us evaluate if our system is comprehensive. Okay, if not, we need to have a comprehensive system for teacher evaluation. Comprehensive in the sense of there are so many aspects in which we may need to evaluate teachers and that we need not to overlook. Some of these elements are utilizing the professional teaching standards. When we utilize the professional teacher standards, then we can set a standard for performance, not only for professional learning, but also during evaluation. The next one we can do is ensure that the evaluators, again, are skillful in the system and the instructional practice. Again, returning to multiple forms of data. Multiple forms of data should be used for instruction. Multiple forms of data should be used to show the students' learning outcomes. And it's also important to know how the teacher is professionally collaborating. What evidence can the teacher provide? Underneath these bullets, we also want to consider knowledge and pedagogy for diverse learners. And again, the evidence of all learning outcomes for every student. Next one on the list, integrating a framework for teaching that has multiple levels of performance. I find this to be very essential. The current program that we are using our teacher standards. However, we are rated based on being unsatisfactory or satisfactory. I would like to suggest to you a progression of growth where there's an opportunity to move up. And so in this way, educators have never arrived, but we are always striving to become better. And so an example of this could be simply having an unsatisfactory level, basic, proficient, or distinguished. But being able to describe exactly what that performance looks like will be essential for success. A few more things I propose: providing feedback, but also professional learning that aligns with it. So once I provide that feedback on that evaluation, how do we follow up? How is professional learning standards, how is it tied to the feedback that was actually given? Another one that is important, promoting teacher collaboration. We do not want evaluations to turn into competition or comparison, but we want to operate in the spirit of unity. And so promoting teacher collaborations will include having effective and targeted PLCs, teachers being able to observe one another, and even encouraging teachers to also attend conferences and to bring back information and to share with others. Last but not least, knowing that there needs to be a shared responsibility. Just as if we have a shared vision for our school district, there should be a shared responsibility amongst all staff. And so we can do this by allowing teachers the opportunity to also be leaders, utilizing those expert teachers to be mentors, not only to the novice teachers, but also be accountability partners to one another, so that as we develop our professional learning goals, there's consistent monitoring, there's consistent planning, and we can see each other progress. The ultimate goal is that every educator becomes the best version of themselves. And so I would like to close with our district mission once again. It is the mission of the Iowa City Community School District to provide students with the skills they need to be successful. But to address this mission, the Iowa City Community School District we are committed to attracting, developing, and retaining an exceptional staff. For references, please feel free to follow up with any of the sources here provided. I would like to thank you for your time. I would like to thank you for listening. And if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me at carter.kimberly@iowacityschools.org. Thank you. Have a great evening.